Another thing, metal toxicity that we have from tin cans. If you don't think that metal from the cans gets in the food, take a jar or a can of tomato juice and open it up and set it in the refrigerator overnight, and then taste it the next day. You'll taste the metal in it. I know when I was first married, I made applesauce one day in an aluminum pan, and I looked at the pan after I had cooked it, and I thought, oh, it's so shiny. And I said, where did the metal go? The aluminum go? Well, where it went was whoever ate it ate the metal, because that's what happens. So we don't want to cook with aluminum pans because it's absorbed into the food. Cook with an iron skillet because the iron is absorbed into the food, and then that's good for you. There's also in your deodorants aluminum chlorhydroxide, and which is absorbed right into the skin. So you want to use a product that doesn't have that in it. We're being told there is nothing to be afraid of. Who are we being told this by? We're being told by people who have a vested interest in our pocketbook. The same thing with the food and so many things. We're being duped. We're being lied to. That's why I wanted to talk to you today, because I've studied it, and there's got to be a move in this country to go back to natural things and not use things that are damaging to our body. 200 years ago, there was no diseases like there are today. Why? It's because we've changed our lifestyle. We've gotten tireder, and so we've gotten more instant things and easier things, and it's a vicious spiral down. That's what happened to me. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and the sick get sicker. And it's got to stop. Now, the other thing, toxic substances are, here's two books. One's called The Toxic Time Bomb by Sam Ziff. Can mercury in your dental fillings poison you? The other, It's All in Your Head, Diseases Caused by Silver Mercury Fillings by Hal Huggins, DDS, and S.A. Huggins, R.D.H. Now, these two books are really wonderful. And as I said last time, I've had to have my fillings all changed. Now, all your dentists might not agree, but you have to think for yourself. You get one of these books and you read it and you see. I can tell you from experience that my vitality has increased so much since I've had my fillings removed and replaced with non-metal substances. And you just think about it, they take mercury and put it in your mouth. It doesn't make sense when mercury is poison. And you read these books and see what actually happens. That the mercury goes into your organs as you chew. That they're finding, you read in the book about the things that they've studied and found that the mercury would go right out of the fillings would disappear. Or if a piece of filling breaks off, where does it go? We don't think about it. We're running all over looking for a cure for this disease and a cure for that disease, instead of trying to think what is causing all of this stuff. Our bodies are polluted from all the different things that we're doing to them, and we've got to get these straws off the camel's back and restore our health. Now, if we're healthy, we'll at least help our neighbors that aren't so healthy. Then again, chemicals at home and at work. Our dishwashing detergent, our toothpaste, and so many things have all these chemicals. Our hand soap, we should be using products from a health food store that have got chemicals that are not dangerous to humans in them. The other day, my girlfriend was washing something in Clorox, and she got really dizzy because the things go right into your skin. Bubble baths, if it has, read your labels. If bubble baths and things that we put on our skin have all kinds of artificial things in them, they go into our skin. Hair dyes and all the things that we use. Let's not use anything on ourselves that we don't know what it causes or what damage it might do. Let's look into that. Now, the next section is called War on Poor Eating Habits, and we're going to deal with that in detail in our next program. The whole thing is called Total Health and How to Eat. I'm briefly going to say that books that I found really educational was Fit for Life by Harvey and Marilyn Diamond. They eat a lot of the same way that my nutritionist has taught. The fruit in the morning, because that's a cleansing cycle, and at noon eat starches or proteins and vegetables, and then at night proteins and starches plus vegetables, but not proteins and starches together. That's called food combining. It's very, very important. And there's also a video that they have that I really like, and in it Harvey Diamond shows this experiment where the two digestive juices in your stomach that digest protein and starch dilute one another, and that's why there's so much indigestion today and so much overweight, because whenever the food ferments in your stomach, which it does, if it doesn't digest, then you have a mess in there and you'll gain weight that day. It's all explained in detail. Processed, preserved, and overcooked foods are very bad for you, ignoring natural body cycles. Remember, I told you about the cleansing cycle in the morning. At noon, we have the digesting cycle start, and then at night, the absorbing cycle goes on. Now, overeating is just as bad as eating the wrong things. And eating in the evening, if you eat at night, then you go to bed, and I don't care if you're in a coma, your body can't rest because it has to process all those foods at night. So don't eat at bedtime. If you have to eat something at bedtime, make it fruit, because that doesn't take any digestion. It goes right through your body and cleanses it. The next section is called War on Stress at Home and at Work. Now, stress can be caused by a lot of different things. There's good stress and there's bad stress. If it weren't for good stress, I probably wouldn't be here today. But stress makes you get work done and helps you to achieve. So the bad stress is when things get too much for you. And one of the best things for you to do is to get away from the situation for a while. If you feel too stressed, go take a walk. Or taking a walk would be very, very good for you. Just get away from the situation for a while. Not enough love and touching. I really enjoyed these videos by Gary Smalley that I got from the television. Hidden Keys to Loving Relationships. And in it, Gary Smalley tells that women need between 8 and 10 meaningful touches a day, or they climb the walls. They don't know what's wrong. And so you need to hug one another, to love one another, to touch one another. Another study that helped me a lot was Tim LaHaye's The Temperaments. And there's Understanding the Male Temperament, your child's temperament, various books on the temperament, which helped me try not to change people. I thought that, why weren't people like me? Well, I understood more about myself through studying those books by Dr. LaHaye and his wife, Beverly, and tried not to change one another, but to accept other people like they are. Each temperament has its strengths and its weaknesses, and it's very stressful when you want somebody to change, and it's impossible to change people, you see. Well, the other thing that will help relieve stress is what's happened in my life, and that is my relationship with God. And so try your local church and just see if you can't have a working relationship with God that will help relieve stress. You can get the love from Him that you need, and you can also get the peace that you'll need.